Crochet tools and gadgets can be expensive. The good news, there's easy alternatives and I'm going to show you what they are. Hi, I'm Caroline and this is Caro-stitched. Today I'm going to share with you 7 budget-friendly crochet tool tips using just simple everyday items that you probably have in your home already. So these tricks will help you save money while keeping your projects organized and stress-free. So let's jump in. Have you ever come to an end of a row and found yourself without a stitch marker? It's no worries. You can use some paper clips. Now, these come in various different sizes and I prefer the smaller size, but the large size is just as useful. And you can just pop it in your stitch so that you know that that's where it is. And you know that that's the end of your row and you can start your next one. You can also use things such as bobby pins, which I call Kirby grips, and even some scrap yarn, which you can put in to hold your space. And some people use safety pins as well. This is my method. I tend to use the little paper clips if I don't have a stitch marker. Things that are cheap to buy and I happen to have lying around my house, so no problem at all. So you finish with your yarn cake at the minute, but you've got a loose end and you know it will unravel when you put it away. What can you do about it? Well, one of these hair clips is absolutely perfect. Just put it through, close it up, and it will hold your loose wool in place. Absolutely perfect, cheap to use, and again, I have tons of those lying around. If you're like me and you have lots of different projects on the go and then you lay down a project and you come back to it later and you can't remember what the hook size is because obviously you use your hooks on different projects. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this one and I found again that these work really well. I've got these hair clips in various colours. I got a whole stash of them for £1 out of what we have as pound shops. But you can match them up to the bottom of your crochet hook, and that does mean that you know what size it is. Now obviously you're not going to have every size, but this works really well. Not only does it hold your stitch in place so that it doesn't become unraveled, you can just clip it like that. Your stitch is secure and not going to come undone, but also you know what hook size you're using because it matches your hook. Now, if you don't have the right colour to go with your hook, you can do the same thing, but just put a little bit of paper under here with your hook size on it. Works perfectly as well, and then clip it to the work. Again, your work's not going anywhere. It's nice and secure, and you've got your number, but I tend to use these for colour coordinating because I like the look of them. Another way to do it so that you know what your hook size is to snap a little photograph of it with your camera and then you've got it for when you need it. Next tip I have for you is this little magnet. Perfect for keeping hold of my needles because you do find otherwise they can get lost. Now, this is fridge magnet, one that my daughter brought me back, and it stays on my fridge when I don't need it. And when I do, I know that I've got it. It's also handy for finding little objects if you know it's dropped on the floor, because sometimes you can't see needles in particular when they drop on the floor. This helps you to pick them up. But I tend to have this on my desk when I'm working with things, because that way it's nice and easy. It's not going to get lost and I know exactly where it is. So number 5, if you have no yarn bowl, you can use a tub, and you can get ones in lots of different sizes. This is a smaller one, but obviously clean it out, make sure it's clean, put a little hole in the top for your wool to come out, and there you go. You've got a nice little yarn bowl, really simple, and we all have some of these sitting around. Another method that works really well is a bowl and a bulldog clip. You simply put bulldog clip onto the side of the bowl, put your wool in the bowl. Oh, lost the end. There we are. And thread it through, and it works really well and stops your wool from going everywhere. Nice simple way to create a yarn wool for yourself. So if your yarn is coming to an end and starting to get in a bit of a mess, or if you prefer it in a yarn cake rather than a ball, the simple way of doing this is to use the inside of a toilet roll and simply put a split in one end. If you can find the end of your yarn, it's here somewhere. Yes, I found it. Okay, so you simply put your piece of yarn through there. That will hold your center piece of the yarn, so that way when you start pulling from the ball of wool, it will be from the center. And just start to wrap your wool around the tube, and make sure you do it from some different angles so that it's not all coming from one angle. So when you finished your winding of your yarn cake, use one of your little hair clips, pin that down to hold on to it, remove your center pull, take out your inner piece of your toilet roll, and there you have it. Nice little wool cake or yarn cake with your center pull sitting right there for you to use. Lovely. You've got your yarn cake, but you don't have anything to hold it. Number 7 tip is to use a kitchen roll holder. Now, this isn't something that I actually have myself, but somebody I know really well uses this all the time for their own yarn. It spins really freely while it's on there, and while you're crocheting, it prevents it from getting tangled, and it just stops your yarn cake from rolling away. And that's it. 7 crochet tools made from everyday items that don't cost you a fortune and that you can have in your household already. Let me know in the comments what was your favourite, or if you have another alternative that you use and would like to share here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more content. And all that's left for me to say is thank you for joining me and keeping me company, and I'll see you in the next one.